Welcome jewels of inestimable value. Betrayal never comes from your enemies. It's the dagger you never saw coming. Betrayal hits different when it's from someone you once trusted. And for Sigma females, it's not just a wound. It's a shift in how they navigate the world. Here's a fact. Most betrayals come from those closest to us, with studies suggesting that nearly 70% of betrayals are committed by friends or family members. That's right. Those who've seen your messy, unfiltered side are the very ones most likely to twist the knife. But when a Sigma female is betrayed, she doesn't fall into pieces. Instead, she recalibrates, quietly rewiring her boundaries while leaving everyone guessing about her next move. It's like watching a poker game where she never shows her hand, yet somehow she always seems to win. And if you think you'll get a dramatic meltdown or a public showdown, think again. She's got bigger plans, like plotting her next chapter while you're still wondering if she even noticed. Get ready to dive into the unapologetically cool and unexpected ways a Sigma female handles betrayal. No cliches, just pure, unfiltered truth. Number 1. Precision in cutting ties. When a Sigma female decides to cut someone out of her life, she doesn't do it haphazardly. She does it with the precision of a master surgeon. She's not about blocking someone on a whim or throwing a dramatic goodbye. No, she's strategic. She knows how to quietly yet effectively slice someone out of her life without leaving a mess behind. It's like she's removing a splinter, swift, methodical, and without a trace of the pain it caused. She's not going to post some cryptic quote on social media or send a vague message hoping you'll get the hint. That's amateur hour. Instead, she simply moves on, adjusting her life like a Rubik's Cube until you no longer fit into the equation. One day, you'll notice you're no longer invited to her plans or her thoughts, like you've been edited out of a scene in her movie. She has a knack for making people disappear without them even realizing it. By the time they do, she's already rewritten her script to a version where they don't have a role anymore. There's a subtle art to this, and she's mastered it. You won't even see it coming because she knows how to detach while keeping everything looking just fine on the surface. You'll think everything's normal until suddenly you're on the outside looking in. And she doesn't need to explain her reasons. She just lets you figure that out on your own while she's already moved on to more important things, like binge-watching her favorite shows or reading that book she never had time for. It's almost impressive how she turns the whole process into an unceremonious farewell, all while sipping her coffee, utterly unbothered. And that's the beauty of it. She makes erasing people look effortless. Number 2, weaponizing the betrayal as a tool for growth. When a Sigma female experiences betrayal, she doesn't waste time sulking or throwing a pity party. Instead, she picks up the pieces and turns that betrayal into a blueprint for her own growth. It's almost like she treats every act of disloyalty as a crash course in self-improvement. She analyzes the situation, breaks down what went wrong, and uses it as fuel to sharpen her instincts. It's as if she's thinking, "Thanks for the free lesson. I'll add it to my How Not to Get Played Again manual." She's not the type to play the victim. Why bother when there's so much to learn from the wreckage? That moment of hurt becomes a catalyst, something she can use to fortify herself. She's not interested in dwelling on the betrayal or trying to understand why someone let her down. Instead, she's focusing on how she can evolve, how she can become smarter, stronger, and more resilient. It's like she sees betrayal as a messed up kind of personal trainer. Painful, but good for building mental muscle. And she has a sense of humor about it too, like she's almost grateful for the experience. "Wow, thanks for showing me exactly what I should avoid in the future," she might think. It's not that she doesn't feel the sting of the knife, it's just that she's determined to turn it into a tool she can use. Betray her, and you might as well hand her a self-help book titled How to Level Up Without Trying. She's not just recovering, she's upgrading, refining herself with the clarity that only comes from a hard lesson. In the end, she walks away with more than just a bruised ego. She walks away with an even sharper radar for nonsense. And that, to her, is worth its weight in gold. Number 3, refusing the apology ritual. When a Sigma female is betrayed, she's not interested in the usual apology dance that most people expect. To her, apologies are often just a way for the betrayer to ease their own guilt, rather than genuinely make amends. She's got no patience for empty words or grand gestures meant to sweep the problem under the rug. If someone comes to her with a rehearsed, "I'm sorry," she's not impressed. She's seen this play out too many times before. Instead, she leaves them to sit with their own discomfort, refusing to offer the relief of forgiveness just to make them feel better. It's not about being bitter. It's about recognizing that some apologies are more about the other person's conscience than about truly making things right. She's not interested in handing out forgiveness like a free pass. Why let someone walk away with a clean slate when their actions have already left a mess in her life? For her, true accountability means owning up to the consequences, not just tossing out an apology to clear the air. She knows that facing the silence after a wrongdoing can be far more unsettling than any confrontation. There's a certain power in her refusal to offer that easy resolution. It forces the betrayer to confront the weight of their own actions without any comforting reassurance that everything's okay. They don't get to sweep it under the rug and move on. She makes sure of that. By refusing to engage in the apology ritual, she keeps the focus on what really matters, her own peace of mind. She'd rather let the person wrestle with their own guilt than offer forgiveness that she doesn't genuinely feel. And honestly, it's a power move. While they're busy wondering if she's still upset, she's already moved on to better things, leaving them to deal with the uncomfortable silence they created. Number 4. Rebuilding in silence, not for revenge. When a Sigma female starts rebuilding after a betrayal, it's not some dramatic movie montage where she's hoping the betrayer is watching from the sidelines, regretting every moment. She's not interested in staging a grand comeback to make anyone think, "Wow, look at what I lost." She's doing it entirely for herself, without a single thought about whether they're paying attention or not. If her progress were a show, it'd be invite only, and spoiler alert, they're not on the guest list. Her rebuilding is a quiet, personal process, far removed from the social media posts or dramatic declarations that others might use. She's not trying to prove anything, and that's what makes it so powerful. Her version of a glow-up doesn't come with a side of revenge. It's about creating a better version of herself, because that's what she deserves, not because she needs anyone to regret what they did. She's like, "I'm not here to impress, I'm here to thrive, thank you very much." And while she's getting her life back on track, she couldn't care less if the betrayer is out there wondering how she's doing. If they happen to notice, that's on them. But she's not about to give them front row seats to her progress. Her life isn't a reality show, and she's definitely not out for a ratings boost. Instead, she focuses on her own growth, her own healing, and her own peace, leaving the drama to those who live for it. There's something almost humorous about how little she cares if anyone sees her transformation. She's not wasting time trying to look perfect on the outside while still feeling broken on the inside. She's rebuilding on her own terms, with zero interest in whether anyone's watching. And that's the beauty of it. She's becoming better, not for the applause, but simply because she can. Number 5. Guarding her emotional real estate. A Sigma female treats her emotional space like prime real estate, exclusive, highly valued, and not up for grabs to just anyone. When someone betrays her, they immediately lose the keys to that space, no questions asked. She doesn't waste her time dissecting the why behind their betrayal or endlessly overanalyzing what went wrong. To her, it's simple. Once someone is shown they can't respect her trust, they're evicted, no appeals allowed. She understands the value of her emotional energy, and she's not about to let anyone who doesn't appreciate it hang around. It's like trying to get into a luxury condo with a bad credit score. Good luck. She won't spend nights lying awake, wondering what went through their mind when they chose to betray her. To her, that's energy better spent elsewhere, like focusing on how to protect her space and keep it drama-free. Her approach is practical. She knows that overthinking the motivations behind a betrayal only gives the person more time in her thoughts than they deserve. Instead, she asks herself, how do I move forward? It's a forward-focused mindset that keeps her from being stuck in the past. She sees her emotional world as a gated community, and she's not letting in any more unqualified tenants. Her attitude might seem harsh to some, But she understands that maintaining a secure emotional environment is crucial to her well-being. And while others might think she's just being cold, she knows it's about being smart. She's not going to let someone trash her space twice. Instead, she'll focus on nurturing the relationships that add value to her life and keeping the riffraff out. Her emotional real estate is for those who've earned it, and she has no problem keeping it under tight security. Number 6. Hyper-selective trust. When it comes to trust, a Sigma female is as discerning as they come. She knows that trust isn't some endlessly renewable resource, and once someone breaks it, there's no going back to how things were. Even if she decides to maintain a level of politeness or civility with them, they'll never regain their previous place in her life. It's like they've been permanently demoted to a background character in her story, someone who's still in the scene, but no longer gets any of the important lines. This isn't about holding grudges or being bitter. It's about self-preservation. A Sigma female knows that once someone shows they're capable of betrayal, there's no point in handing them a second chance to do it again. Her inner circle is a carefully guarded space, reserved for those who've earned their place through consistency, honesty, and loyalty. When someone fumbles that trust, they're no longer part of the main plot. They're just an extra, passing by in the background. She doesn't make a big show of cutting people off either. She'll stay cordial if the situation calls for it, exchanging pleasantries without letting them back into the deeper layers of her life. But they'll know things have changed. The easy access they once had is gone, and they'll find themselves on the outside looking in. In her eyes, it's not about revenge. It's about managing her energy and keeping her life free from unnecessary complications. Why waste time on someone who's already shown they can't be trusted when there are others who value what she brings to the table? Her selective approach to trust means that only those who've proven their worth get to stay close, and once you're out, there's no getting back in. She's moved on and she's taken her trust with her. Number 7. Mysterious, unfazed. When a Sigma female faces betrayal, you won't catch her in a whirlwind of emotions, throwing a dramatic fit or airing her grievances for all to see. No, her response is more akin to a serene lake untouched by the wind. Even when the betrayal stings like a bee on a bad day, she won't give anyone the satisfaction of seeing her falter. Her poker face is more than just a well-practiced mask. It's her way of saying, "Nice try, but I'm far too grounded to let your disloyalty rattle me." It's impressive, really. While others might crumble or react with fury, she stands firm, a silent testament to her strength. Imagine her sitting there, calmly sipping her coffee while the betrayer waits for a reaction. They're probably expecting a storm, but all they get is a cool breeze. It's as if she's saying, "Oh, did you think I'd be bothered? Please. I have more important things to focus on, like figuring out which show to binge-watch next." This unfazed demeanor isn't about pretending that the hurt doesn't exist. She knows it stings, but she's mastered the art of compartmentalizing her feelings. Instead of allowing the betrayal to shake her foundation, she uses it as a reminder of her resilience. It's like she has an inner mantra: "Your betrayal doesn't define my worth." This cool exterior serves a dual purpose. It protects her emotional landscape and sends a clear message to those who dare to test her. When they see her unshaken, it's like watching someone try to rattle a statue. Good luck with that. She's the embodiment of grace under pressure, proving that she won't be reduced to tears or anger just because someone else can't keep their loyalty in check. So, while they may feel proud of their little betrayal, she's over there unfazed, sipping her coffee, probably planning her next great adventure with or without them. And honestly, isn't that the best comeback? Number 8. No need for validation or revenge. A Sigma female operates on a different wavelength when it comes to betrayal. She doesn't waste her time obsessing over how to win against the betrayer or proving a point to anyone. In her world, the need for validation from those who wronged her is as relevant as a rotary phone in the age of smartphones, completely outdated. Her true victory lies in her ability to move on effortlessly, leaving behind those who couldn't recognize her worth. For her, the idea of revenge is laughable. Why bother plotting petty payback when she can focus on her own growth and happiness? Revenge feels like trying to play chess with someone who's still figuring out checkers. It's just small-minded. Instead, she understands that the real power move is to take the high road, to rise above the drama and channel her energy into something far more rewarding. She might even chuckle at the thought of revenge, imagining herself rolling her eyes while tossing her hair over her shoulder, all while she strides confidently into her next chapter. Who needs to lower themselves to the level of those who can't appreciate what they had? Instead, she uses the experience as a stepping stone, turning what could have been a bitter moment into fuel for her personal development. Moving forward becomes her triumph, her way of saying, "I've got better things to do than dwell on your mistakes." While the betrayer might still be caught up in their own mess, she's already planning her next adventure, creating a life that reflects her true self. Her strength lies not in revenge, but in her ability to rise above, proving that she's not just surviving, she's thriving. And that, in her eyes, is the sweetest victory of all. Number 9. Walking away with zero drama. For a Sigma female, walking away from betrayal is an art form, and she's mastered it to perfection. She doesn't need to set off fireworks or burn bridges on her way out. Instead, her exit is marked by an enviable calm that often leaves others scrambling for a reaction. When she decides it's time to move on, it's not about creating a spectacle. It's about reclaiming her peace with grace and poise. Picture the scene. Someone expects a dramatic farewell, perhaps some tears or an epic showdown. Instead, they get a serene smile and a wave goodbye. It's almost comical how unsettling her calm can be. They might think, "Wait, that's it? No confrontation? No emotional breakdown?" She has no interest in engaging in a tug-of-war over feelings or trying to prove a point. The mess they created is theirs to deal with, not hers. She understands that getting into an argument or attempting to justify her feelings would only drag her down into their chaos. Why waste energy on a battle that doesn't serve her? Instead, she prefers to leave things neatly behind, like a well-organized closet. Clean, no emotional clutter, and definitely no dust bunnies left in the corners. Her approach to closure is refreshing. She doesn't seek closure in the traditional sense. For her, the act of walking away is closure enough. It sends a clear message. She values her mental space far more than engaging in petty disputes. And in doing so, she not only preserves her dignity, but also reminds everyone watching that they've underestimated her all along. This calm exit can leave others in a state of confusion, wondering if they missed something vital, like the plot twist in a suspenseful novel. But she's unbothered. Her drama-free approach isn't just a statement, it's a declaration of her self-worth. She knows her value and refuses to let anyone else dictate how she should feel or respond. When she walks away, it's with a quiet confidence, leaving behind the emotional chaos and moving toward a brighter, more fulfilling future. Number 10. Silent dismissal. When a Sigma female faces betrayal, she doesn't erupt in anger or demand answers. Instead, she opts for something far more powerful: silent dismissal. She doesn't waste her energy with arguments or explanations because in her mind, anyone capable of betrayal isn't worth a second of her time. The silence isn't just about cutting off communication. It's a complete erasure of the person's presence in her life. One day you're close, and the next, it's as if you never existed. This kind of response hits differently because it leaves the betrayer with unanswered questions, drowning in their own curiosity and regret. Her silence is more than a lack of words. It's a statement, loud and clear. She's showing that their actions don't deserve a reaction, and that indifference is a language far more devastating than any heated argument. This isn't about playing mind games. It's her way of maintaining control, refusing to let the betrayer think they had any significant impact on her life. It's as if she pulls a curtain between herself and the drama, and once that curtain drops, there's no encore, no second act. What makes this so effective is how it flips the script. Most people expect a confrontation, an explanation, or at least some emotional outburst. But she gives nothing. The betrayer ends up feeling like they're shouting into a void, trying to grasp at threads that no longer exist. This is her way of reclaiming her power without ever having to raise her voice or lose her composure. Her silence becomes the ultimate weapon, cold, calculated, and far more unnerving than anything she could say. The sudden, complete absence of her presence is the reminder that she's moved on, while the betrayer is left wondering if they ever mattered at all. In the intricate dance of relationships, where betrayal can strike unexpectedly, the Sigma female emerges as a force of nature, wielding her resilience like a sword. She navigates the treacherous waters of disloyalty with a unique grace, refusing to succumb to the typical pitfalls of emotional turmoil. Instead of seeking revenge or validation, she embodies the strength that comes from self-awareness and independence. Her ability to walk away without drama or fanfare not only protects her peace, but also serves as a powerful reminder that true closure lies in personal empowerment. Betrayal might sting, but for her it becomes a catalyst for growth rather than a sentence of despair. Her mysterious, unfazed demeanor leaves others bewildered, while her hyper-selective trust reshapes her inner circle into a sanctuary of loyalty and authenticity. By guarding her emotional real estate fiercely, she ensures that only those worthy of her trust gain access to her vibrant world. She redefines what it means to reclaim one's power, proving that the best revenge is not in retaliatory actions, but in the act of moving forward with unwavering confidence. Ultimately, the Sigma female understands that her journey is hers alone. She may encounter betrayals that challenge her, but she rises above them, always looking ahead with clarity and determination. The path she carves is one of resilience and self-discovery, inspiring others to recognize their worth and prioritize their own emotional well-being. In a world where betrayal is all too common, she stands as a testament to the beauty of strength, independence, and the art of walking away unscathed. As she strides into her future, she does so with the undeniable truth that her power is defined not by the actions of others, but by her unshakable resolve to thrive. If you enjoyed this deep dive into how Sigma females handle betrayal, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Join our community for more insights on relationships and personal empowerment. Stay updated on our latest content that inspires and challenges conventional wisdom. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and embark on this transformative journey with us. Thanks for watching, Jules. See you in the next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.